I guess we can continue to pretend for a few more days, but Fisker's going to declare bankruptcy on May 1st. Let me explain. This is the current 8K, and let's just read through it. Previously disclosed, previously disclosed, previously disclosed. We know all this. April 21st, 2024. Another forbearance agreement. It ends on May 1st. This entire paragraph is about rules and notes and who gets what, and doesn't affect any of us viewing this video. Fisker agreed to do these things. Provide the investor with a 13-week budget and a cash flow forecast for the company and its subsidiaries, basically an approved budget. They have to establish a transaction committee and a chief restructuring officer, who will be Michael Healy. That's the senior managing director of FTI Consulting. Mr. Healy has extensive experience, which includes advising companies, creditors, shareholders, and other interested parties on restructuring transactions, both in Chapter 11 and in non-bankruptcy driven resolutions. So Fisker has done what it needs to do to continue to survive, which, since the going concern, is what they've been doing, and thrown us a glimmer of hope, just like they've been doing ever since the going concern. And if they don't perform exactly what they've agreed to by April 25th, 2024, 12:01 a.m., Mr. Healy is gone, and there's a new chief restructuring officer, John D. Donato, which will be the new restructuring officer. Say that name 3 times fast. Reuters had a leak about a merger with an OEM. That had no chance of happening. Fisker released an 8K that said if they file their 10K, then they get additional funding to continue, and of course just didn't file their 10K. And now they're saying that their chief restructuring officer has non-bankruptcy driven resolutions on his resume also. So that must be interpreted as Fisker's not going to declare bankruptcy. Let's look at it from another point of view. Let's say I'm the COO of Geely or Geely, and we own a bunch of brands that are sold all over the world, but we're a Chinese company, and we want as big of a foothold in the US without having to worry about regulation or tariffs or any of that other stuff. If I'm him, Fisker looks promising. They're already established in the US. They already sell cars in the US. They have a footprint. I mean, kind of. So why not go ahead and purchase them? Well, that's when I call my CFO and I say, hey, when's the best time to purchase Fisker? Well, sir, Fisker doesn't have a whole lot of assets, and that's going to keep somebody else from jumping in right away and restructuring before bankruptcy is declared. And if we can have the highest bid once bankruptcy is declared, the cost is going to be much lower and the value will be the same. I don't think Henrik Fisker wants to be part of a larger company. I don't think he wants a deal with an OEM. I think he wants total control with zero oversight. And it takes someone with that kind of drive and personality to try to make a sustainable vehicle that's electric and looks the way it does and gets delivered. So the upside to Henrik being Henrik is he did deliver a vehicle because of his personality, but the downside is inevitably going to be he's unwilling to compromise to the point of failure. And the failure will be bankruptcy, and bankruptcy is basically inevitable unless he has a friend or a buddy somewhere who's willing to restructure the company and leave him in control. And if I'm an Ocean owner, why would I root for this? I want the Fisker employees to remain in place. Yes, I do not want more people to lose their jobs. If you've ever been laid off, you know how it feels. It makes you feel like you did something wrong. I don't want that for any of the Fisker employees. But the truth is here that we can't get service. We don't have communication. We are left in the dark because of the decision-making of Henrik Fisker. So even in the event that they do try to restructure before bankruptcy, why would anyone root for that? And then I think of the investors. Without you, I wouldn't have a Fisker Ocean in my driveway. I wouldn't have a chance to report on this company. I wouldn't be able to say that in the early 2020s, a company decided to go against the grain and try to make a sustainable vehicle that would be sold all over the world. Investors, you have my respect and my empathy as well. But Fisker is no longer in compliance with the SEC. They've been delisted from the New York Stock Exchange, and because of the decisions that were made by Henrik Fisker, not by the investors, there is so little goodwill with this company outside of the Fisker community. People are buying Fisker Oceans for $40,000 right now because it's the best looking vehicle there is for $40,000. They either haven't weighed the risks or they're willing to overlook the risks. And let me put it plainly, the people who are buying Fisker Oceans cash for $35,000, $36,000, $39,000 are similar to Fisker investors in the fact that they have the disposable income to take the risk. No one's going to give you a loan for this car, and they only accept cash. So if you have enough cash to buy a Fisker Ocean Extreme or Ultra right now, you probably have another car in the driveway. So in the event something happens to your Fisker, you'll have the ability to wait and then figure out how to get service for it in the event that there's no company to service it. So could Fisker restructure? Yes, but who would buy them? Magna has been financially impacted negatively at this point. They've been downgraded by investment firms because of their relationship with Fisker. So for Magna to want to continue their relationship with Fisker, especially with the current management, is totally unlikely. And every company looking in from the outside is just waiting to put in a lowball bid and see who takes the cake. So could I be wrong? Absolutely. But I'm going to stand by it until I'm proven wrong. And when I am, I'm going to own it. I will own the fact that I was totally wrong. So investors, employees, owners, stakeholders, everybody involved with Fisker at all, I empathize. I'm involved too. I'm an owner. I just went to the owners meetup in North Carolina, video coming soon. You can subscribe to check that out. But I'm done being duped by this company. If you're somebody wanting to buy Fisker, the company, and you know that if you wait a little bit longer, you may get it for like half price, wouldn't you wait? And if you don't know the answer, why don't you ask some of those throwing that $39,000 cash for a new Extreme? They waited and they got it for half the price. And that's all for now. Patreon, YouTube member, you get early access to every video, and videos like this, early access is kind of cool. And if I'm wrong, I'll just be wrong for longer. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I really appreciate all the feedback. Even if you disagree, we got to work this out. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Hey, smash the like button.
Thank you.